Hey guys, Richard here with Downgrid Survival. Another truck ramble while I'm out running an errand. I find that multitasking like this makes it a little easier for me to communicate with you and get some of my thoughts out there and some information out there that I think would be important to you. And so, hey, we're killing two birds with one stone. But today I want to talk to you for a moment about the formula, the baby formula shortage that's happening right now. And that's a very unfortunate event, and it's something that a lot of people didn't see coming, yet it happened basically overnight. And if you haven't heard about it, there's a big shortage of formula, and as a result of one of the large manufacturers having a recall. Apparently some formula was contaminated, and tragically some infants have died, and a lot of other infants had gotten sick, so there was a recall on this product. And when there's only a couple manufacturers here in the United States that produces formula and things, it can have a big effect. And it did. Literally overnight, parents found that the store shelves were empty of baby formula. And it's not like there's alternatives, right? When you have an infant, there's breast milk or store-bought baby formula, and that's about it. It's kind of hard to make anything and produce anything yourself to feed them. And so what's happened now is a lot of these parents are just scrambling, going store to store to store, traveling hours away from their home, trying to find baby formula for their children. And I just can't imagine being in that situation. We don't have young kids in our family right now, and I just can't imagine being in that position. So I think there's something that we all need to learn from this, and that is how quickly things can change. Right now, we're all gearing up for SHTF, whatever SHTF is, right? My personal thoughts is it's already started, and we're in a slow boil, just like a frog in a pot. And things just slowly and steadily keep getting worse and worse. But a lot of people are just kind of looking for that big event that's just going to wipe everything out, and all of a sudden we're going to be in SHTF. And for young families with infants, that's how it happened for them. Their SHTF event right now is baby formula. It's gone. For the rest of us, as I was saying, we're preparing, and right now the big news is the war in Eastern Europe and the possible food shortages that are coming from that, which is going to be kind of slow coming, but it's going to hit us really hard next year, and we're gearing up for it. But keep in mind that there are other factors that could pop up overnight, and anything can change in our world and cause such a disruption that there's just a run on the food, there's a run on, there's riots or whatever the case, and there just may not be anything there a couple days from now. Imagine that. Imagine something happening today, and in a couple of days from now, the grocery stores are just empty. They're wiped out. Well, where are you in your preps? Think about that. I read another Facebook post a couple of days ago, and it was from a lady that was talking about, her concerns about the future. She's hearing things that are going on, and her thought process was, well, she's going to wait until it looks like things are going to get bad, and then she's going to go and stock up. She's probably not going to fare too well if that's her thought process and that's her plan. Because when things start getting bad, everyone who has not prepped or done anything yet are going to panic, and then they're going to be trying to get out there to get everything that they need, and again, the stores are just going to get wiped out real quick. So don't get caught like young parents right now, not being prepared, and all of a sudden you don't have what you absolutely have to have to survive. So I encourage you to get out there and get those things that are just absolutely necessary. Make sure you have water. Make sure you have the means to clean and purify water. Make sure you have food, and everyone's got a different perspective on how much food you should have. some countries are telling their citizens 3 days worth of food, maybe a week or two worth of food. That's not going to cut it, guys. And that's just not going to cut it at all. I mean, we're talking, you need to have at least minimum 3 months worth of food. I'm working on 1 year's worth of food. In fact, I'm pretty close to having 1 year's worth of food right now, and I'm going to keep prepping. Because whatever happens and when it happens, it could be a very prolonged event. And here in the United States, our government's not going to tell us that. They're just not going to tell us that. In fact, there hasn't been any talk about needing to stock up, right? China told their citizens last fall, start hoarding food, start stocking up food. I saw the documents myself that went out to their citizens. Start stocking up on food. And it's probably because they knew what was going to happen in Ukraine, is what I'm guessing. Maybe they suspected the big V was going to get worse, and it has. And now they're in lockdowns that are just crazy lockdowns. Our lockdowns here, we were still allowed to go to the grocery stores for the most part, right? Over there, they're not allowed to go. I'm hearing reports of people using drones to try to catch fish from local rivers and ponds and things just to fly it back to their apartment because they're not allowed to leave. People are literally starving to death in their apartments because they're not allowed to leave. And the point of that is their government told them stock up on food. A lot of countries in Europe now are telling their citizens start stocking up on food and supplies. And it's quiet here. You don't hear anything about that here from our government, which isn't surprising. But me and hundreds of other preppers out there are telling you folks, you need to stock up on food. You need to get ready because you don't know what's going to happen. We don't know what's going to happen tomorrow, right? Hopefully nothing. But we do know things are coming. We do know what's happened in the last 24 months. And there's no sign that there's anything that's going to change, and it's just going to keep happening. So don't get caught without baby formula, right? Get out there and use manage your money well and use as much as you can afford to go out and buy food and your other preps. That's all I got to say. Thanks for listening.